email marketing is still the best and most profitable way to grow your e-commerce brand. And that's only going to get better every single year because ad costs keep going up, competition keeps getting bigger and bigger. So the only way for you to keep getting profitable sales with a 50, 60, even 70% profit margin is through email and SMS. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that we used for this brand to take them from doing 30K a month to over 260K a month using nothing else but emails. This is going to be a complete case study video showing you how we scaled this brand from, struggling to grow past like 4 or 500K a month to right now hitting consistent 7 to 800K per month revenue targets every single month. So again, this is the growth chart. You can see that, we took over around October where we just implemented one most week, but the moment we really took over was in November. And of course, Black Friday, all of this stuff. You can actually see that the campaigns didn't do that well because they were landing in the spam folder. So we had to warm up the domain, which takes time. But then you can keep, you see it kept growing every single month. Where in January, we hit 262K per month from just email. And yeah, like most of them were flows, but almost over 60K came from campaigns as well. And then you can also see what it looks like right now, current year to date, or like not year to date, but like October to September kind of approach where we again like took over in October, changed from double opt-in to single opt-in, and then in November our flows went live, campaigns went live, and so on and so on. So January was their best month ever, but that's mainly because this was like peak seasonality, which like is affected by some external factors that we can't control. But I mean, it was great. Normally, probably it would be a little bit better than December, but because of the seasonal thing going on, it was insane. Then they had like some kind of like story period, but then again in August we already got back on track. And again, as you can see, even in the slower months, they're doing like over 110K per month from emails, where normally they would make like 30K, right? Right now they're pulling like 7 to 800K per month, with emails doing around 200K a month. So that's still pretty good. I know some people are gonna say like 20% is not that great, but I mean we came in, they're doing like just very very small percentages. Plus for like somewhat bigger brands, this percentage can get smaller, especially that this brand has only one of purchases. There's no subscriptions whatsoever. So the chances of us running replenishment, repeat orders is not that easy. It is possible, but again, it's not that easy. But still, well, like pretty much we took them from like 30K a month consistently, right, to doing over 100K per month consistently, which is like at least 3-4x of what they were doing before. And again, these currently recent months have been even better, doing over 200K again. So in the entire period of us working together, we made them 1.7 million from emails, whereas previously, for that period, they'll probably make like around maybe 400K, 300K. So again, like we added 1.4 million on top of what they're currently doing. So now let me cover what we did differently. The first thing was obviously, fixing deliverability, but I have a separate video on that, so you can go ahead and watch it. But another thing was just kind of subscriber growth and growing their list, email list pretty fast. As you can see in September, their list was kind of small. It was like around 10K people, right? In October, it started growing because again, we turned off double opt-in, but then it really, really just kept, snowballing pretty much. You can see how it changed in June this year, where we also switched to a different provider because previously we were using Yotpor for their list growth, which, it's okay, but there are like not many features you can use. Like for example, you can use in Klaviyo or Alia. So in their case, we went for Alia. And again, you can see how the list kept growing pretty much. They went from adding like 2 to 3,000 subscribers per month to in their peak month adding over 35K subscribers in just a single month. For the like opt-in rate alone, I think they're doing like 2% opt-in rate. Right now it's like 6%. So maybe like, oh, it's not that high, but I mean it's still 3x, and they're doing really big numbers. After we took over and changed their entire lead growth method. So a few learnings from this is that previously they would ask for the first name, email address, phone numbers all at one step. This is way too much friction. You need to be asking for one step at a time. So this is exactly what we've done. We asked like, hey, would you like to get a discount? That doesn't know your name, and that's it. Then for the offer itself, they were running regular 10% off. So we tried it and we A/B tested 10% off versus Mr. Discount, and Mr. Discount did better. These pop-ups you see here are just an example. They are not from the actual brand, because I can't just talk about the actual brand, just mentioning your exact name and showing the whole setup. They just ask me to keep it, confidential. But what I can show you is like, some other example of another pop-up. Another thing we've done is trying full screen versus partial screen pop-up. Full screen has done better, mainly because it focuses viewers' attention on the pop-up itself. And then for the last test we have run was regular micro yes. So would you like to get a discount versus product interest. So like, hey, you have 10% off. What's your favorite combat sport, right? Or like, what product are you looking for? Are you looking to buy for yourself or as a gift? These kind of questions you can go ahead and ask them. And no, you don't need to use Alia for that. You can do it for free in Klaviyo. Both of these pop-ups were done in Klaviyo. And again, you can see they kind of look like Alia. Especially, that this is mobile, so you have just like one color background. And yeah, like pretty much after implementing all of these steps, we've been able to grow their email list so fast. We're again in September it was like 10K, and right now it's sitting at like 125K active subscribers. So pretty much 10 or like 12x growth, just a span of few months in a year actually, which is pretty great. Then let's talk about flows, because when we took over, flows revenue was very low. It was sitting at around 30K a month, which again is not perfect, but you can see that in January, again their peak month, flows did 180K, and right now they're also doing around 180K per month. So pretty decent, and you can see it was like huge growth. We pretty much 6x their flows revenue using the current strategy, which is like, before state was that they had only welcome flow and abandoned checkout. Welcome flow had 4 emails or design based, very long time delays. Normally you want to have quite short time delays, but this brand had very, very long time delays, like 3 to 4 days between each email. And it's way too long because you have like probably 48 hours, which is like the first window where a lot of people buy, and the next window is gonna be 7 days. And if they don't buy after 7 days, you don't have like, that big of a chance to convert them as you do when they're fresh subscribers. Then for abandoned checkout, they're getting 3 emails, free design based, so it's still pretty good, but the problem is that they're all landing in spam. So really, that didn't really matter. And now this is the setup we use for pretty much all of our clients, with one exception that the abandoned collection is not usually the flow we set up, but in this case it made sense because it was getting very, very big volume. So what we've done is we had a welcome flow with 6 emails, and all of that was done completely from scratch. They didn't need to lift a finger. We did everything for them, even though like previously they had an internal team. They switched to us, and like, obviously you can see they're getting better results. So we have also built everything from scratch because, like we as an agency are just like email experts. So, I don't want to hurt anyone, but usually email experts know better. They're like, general marketers that have like general marketing knowledge. If you are an email expert, you have email specific knowledge, your emails will just do better. So our welcome flow had 6 emails with 4 design emails and then 2 plain text, abandoned cart, checkout, and browse abandonment. Each one had 5 emails with 4 design and 1 plain text, but no, these emails were not the same. I mean, they're the same for abandoned cart checkout, but browse abandonment, despite having the same length, this flow had completely different emails done from scratch. They were way different than abandoned cart checkout, mainly because there's like a different buying intent. Then for site development flow, we had only 1 email, which was a design-based email. Then we had window shoppers, which is kind of high-intent buyers that are on the fence, but they're not in any of these flows. And then this is where we trigger window shoppers flow. So this one had 3 emails, all of them being design-based. Then again, we also did abandoned collection flow because they had a lot of volume. So we're like, let's just use it, to our advantage. Then for the post-purchase, it was actually quite long in this case because sometimes we make it a little bit shorter, but in their case, they had 7 emails, 5 being design and 2 being plain text. Customer win back 3 emails, 2 design, 1 plain text, and then 1 year anniversary flow, 2 emails, 1 design, 1 plain text. So again, nothing really complicated. And I mean, if you're just starting out, then probably you need only pre-purchase flows, being these core main ones. But if you're an established brand doing over 50K a month, over 100K a month, over 500K a month, you need a full custom setup of flows like that. And if you don't have the knowledge or capacity to do them, you can book a call with me. My team and I are gonna do it for you for a one-time payment, set up all of the flows, and then you can keep using them forever. But again, this is just optional. If you want to do it yourself, no problem at all. But like we just know how to do it. You can see that the results we're getting are quite amazing as well. So again, if you're looking for someone to manage your email fully for you, there's gonna be a link below this video. So in the comment section or in the description, you can book a call with me one-on-one. But now let's get back to the case study. So the last part remaining after we have fixed deliverability, fixed list growth, and then fixed flows is obviously gonna be email campaigns. Now previously they would send like a campaign once per month, maybe twice per month. It was not consistent at all. They didn't have any plan. It was done in a way like, okay, when do we have some kind of event happening? Oh, okay, let's send an email campaign, and that's it. They didn't have like really, solid plan for sending emails. Now, after we took over, we created a whole campaign calendar from scratch, which if you don't know how to do, I have a separate video on that as well. but we've done a complete campaign calendar for them. We're doing it every single month, where we try to send 3 to 4 campaigns a week at least, mainly because their list is quite sizable. We are trying to go as broad as possible. And, of course, in the screenshot, you can see it was sorted by revenue, just to show you the impact that these campaigns had. But even looking at the date for these, to September 5th, 6th, 7th, and then 9. So like in a span of 4 days or like 5 days, we sent 4 campaigns. And as you can see, they are doing great numbers, both in terms of click rate, open rate. As you can see, we're pretty much targeting a very big part of the list, getting very high open rates, getting like 50K opens on all of our emails, clicks, also getting a lot of them, and then getting a ton of purchases as well. I mean, if the campaign is doing like 5K per campaign, or even like 4K per campaign or 3K per campaign, the more you send, the more money you make. It's really that simple. So on the campaign front, from going, from having no strategy, we turned them into having an actual strategy approach, which is thought through. It's not random. It's like a strategical approach. We were consistent. We also changed the copy and design a little bit, mainly design really, to make sure that the layout converts better. And then, pretty much just being frequent, consistent, and sending to as broad segment as you can. I know some people like to go and do micro segmenting. I personally like to target as many people as possible. For this brand specifically, we're targeting all of their previous buyers, and we're targeting everyone who has opened an email in the last 1 year. And as you can see, it's not making our deliverability worse, because we're getting over 50% open rate on that. So even though we're almost targeting an entire list, it doesn't have an effect on our deliverability, but we are getting better net clicks and net sales, which ultimately is what matters. You want to make as much revenue as possible. So again, this was the last component of the whole case study. If you're looking for someone to implement this exact system for you, there's gonna be a link below for you in the description of this video, where you can book a call with me one-on-one. We're gonna have a chat. I'm gonna see if we're able to help you. If not, I'm still gonna give you some free resources on how you can make more money with emails. Other than that, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.